You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Parenthood After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Parenthood After Show.
Hello everybody, welcome back to AfterBuzz TV Parenthood. We're doing episode 5, I believe actually, one of those episodes, I'm getting all my episodes mixed up.
We're doing
doing
too many
election,
shows.
election day episode. I'm so excited, I can't even speak. Hello everyone, I'm your host Marisa Serafini, and
I'm Danica Kennedy.
I'm Juiet Naulin.
And we are so excited to have special guest Xolo Mariduena. Did I say that right?
Yes, you said it perfect.
Excellent. Who plays Victor on the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, so we usually recap the episode first, but we are so excited. We're just going to get into this fun interview right now.
Awesome.
So you play Victor.
Yes.
He's adopted on the show and whatnot. What was the audition process like to get into
Well,
Parenthood?
the audition, it was my first TV audition that I'd ever done. And I had my audition, so I studied for like a month in advance, just reading my lines and sort of just getting them perfect and seeing what fit. And then I went into the audition, and they thought I was doing good, so I went to the callback, and I think it was me and 2 other kids. And I read for the role again, and they said they really liked me, and probably about 1 or 2 days later, they called me saying I could get the job if I cut my hair, and my hair at the time was really long and frizzly and frazzly, and it was sort of like a big deal because I hadn't cut it in like 1 or 1.5 years, so it was pretty poofy and pretty big. And I said, I mean, it'll grow back. I'm not gonna. It won't be. I won't miss it that much. So I shaved. It was shaved all off, and it was such an amazing experience because I'd never done a TV audition. It was so different from commercials or print or whatever, and I think that it was definitely a different, very awesome experience.
I can't believe that was your first TV audition because you do such a great job at realistically portraying what it's like for a kid to go through those circumstances. Like, my mom's actually a lawyer for abused and neglected kids, so I'm very familiar with the foster care system and stuff. And you're so talented. I can't tell. Do you have experience with dealing with that at all?
Funny that you say that. I'm not dealing with being adopted personally or whatnot, but my aunt, her name is Kelly. I call her my Auntie Kelly. And she works for DCFS, which is the Department of Family and Child Care Services. And she works with a lot of the foster care children and people, child abusers and people like that. So I went up to her office for about a month. I stayed there for a month and sort of just I went in her job with her every day, and I saw the different cases and a bunch of different stuff like that. So I kind of got to find out what it was like to sort of get in the mood and sort of get in the character once I booked the role. And it was definitely, I don't think I could have done as good as I think I'm doing right now without that sort of experience with her at her job. And I think it was once in a lifetime opportunity.
Definitely is. It's definitely paid off, that research. And look on what show you're with, and like all these big name celebrities and all these great, amazing actors you're amongst. What's it like on set when you're filming all those fun family get-together scenes? Is it as crazy as it looks like? Is it as fun as it seems?
It's, even to this day, I'm still in awe of the people that I'm working with. I'm still so amazed that the first TV show that I booked, the first TV show that I auditioned for, it was with such big actors and such huge stars, and I thought it was just so amazing. And I don't think I could ever come to where I'm at right now without without my family, without you guys. And I think that it's really, the cast of Parenthood is really, they're really delightful, and they're really nice and awesome. And it's just, I work with them probably more than once a week. So I see them all the time. We have breakfast, we laugh. I don't think I've ever cried, but we all cry. And it's just, they're all so amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And now, because you are a minor and there are other minors on the show and the whole Parenthood, there's a lot of adults as well. Well, what's your filming schedule like? Are you there only one day or here and there? What's it like?
It sort of fluctuates depending on what scenes I'm in. Usually they'll try to get me in 2 weeks a month, but they'll book me every day of that week. But we never work on the weekends, which is really awesome because I get my weekends off. I get to sleep in. And it's usually about 3 or 4 days of the school week when I do work. And when I do work, I usually work with just my family, Erica Christensen, Sam Yeager, and Savannah Page-Ray, who play, they all play Julia, Joel, and Sydney. But I think we usually get there early. We usually get there around 8-ish, and it's really just sort of a normal work schedule. Like, I know some people who work in like the cubicles or whatever work from like 9 to 5. I wouldn't say it's that long, but it's really straightforward. It's really,
yeah. Now, you mentioned your parents, Joel and Julia, played by Eric and Sam. They're parents to Victor in the show, but have you done anything fun things with them off camera on set? Have they done any parental fun things with you?
I can't say that they have. I mean, how do I explain this? We always talk offset, and even we go to events that are not related to Parenthood. I've gone to events with the kids of Parenthood that totally doesn't even relate to Parenthood, but it's sort of for a good cause, and we just go to sort of hang out, but help a good cause, and it's really just it's really just amazing. I don't know what to say. It's just such a humbling experience, and I think that what you were saying is it's really amazing.
How old were you when you started working on the show?
I was 10. I started acting when I was 9, and I think I started acting for about a year before I auditioned for Parenthood.
What made you get into acting?
This is the craziest story. My mom, I didn't watch TV till I was about 6. It was sort of like, it was like I we had cable and whatnot, but it wasn't really something that we watched the Kim Kardashian show or whatnot. But I didn't watch TV till I was about 6. So when I started watching TV, it was more of the like actual, like real, like Hannah Montana or whatnot. Not like, I mean, I still watch SpongeBob, but
Me too.
But it was more of the real people sort of TV shows, and I thought it was something that I thought it was something that everyone could do. It was like, if you just wanted to do it, you could do it. And my mom had been working in the music department with some radio stations, so she had known a couple of casting directors and agencies. So she called up an agency from one of her good friends, and she asked if they had any room to sort of put me in and see if I could audition for 1 or 2 roles. And she was like, sure, I mean, there's no harm in trying it. So I went out for my first commercial. It was a Sears commercial, and I booked it. So it was sort of like I worked on it. It was a 4-part shoot, and we sort of just went on from there, and now I'm here where I am today. It's just...
Yeah, look at everything you've done. And also, including Parenthood, you've done other TV shows as well, like Major Crimes that had just recently aired. You played a boy who got caught in a gun shootout
sort of.
with and your father, and not to spoil too much about that, but you get caught in a shootout in that episode. What's it like doing that kind of procedural cop show compared to the dramedy that is Parenthood?
It was a lot more crying. I usually
crying.
It was good crying, not bad crying.
Yeah, great performance by you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
It was, I think Parenthood, it's the only time you really cry is when you're watching the TV show. And I mean, I cry when I watch the TV show. But I think it was a lot more, it's like Law and Order, one of those shows where it's very fast, as opposed to Parenthood, which it's you watch one episode and then the next episode you see more, and the next episode you see more. Major Crimes was very, someone gets shot, what are you going to do? The end of the show. And then it was I worked for a day, and it was really just, they were really on task and really fast. Not saying that Parenthood isn't, they're awesome, but they were really on task and they were really fast, and the directors were super nice, and it was a different experience because Parenthood is sort of a dramatic sort of show, and Major Crimes was a crime show. Right. So it was a different experience, and it was very nice.
Well, speaking about your other projects, another show that seems totally different, I hear that you're going to be a little guest star on Family Guy, playing Diego, Dora the Explorer's friend.
Yes.
I am such a big fan of that show, by the way. When I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I think before I had booked that role, I'd only seen 2 episodes of Family Guy, and I wasn't sure I didn't think it was funny. It was really just like dry humor, not really funny. It was just like someone falls and breaks their neck, everyone laughs. But I booked the role, and then I started watching a lot more, and I started getting into it, and I thought it was really funny. And I think that especially Diego, because it's such a weird, not weird, it's one of those characters like Dora, that everyone knows who Dora is, and they sort of know how she talks, or how her hair is sort of like a, what is it? Something like a bob? Something?
Yeah, bob.
Something like that. But it's one of those characters that everyone knows, and it's sort of like, it'll never be the same as the actual Diego, but I think that I have to sort of give it my all and work as hard as I can, and I thought it was a really great experience meeting the directors of Family Guy and all of those amazing Fox Studios. Sorry,
Was that your first time doing voiceover though, or
it
is
was
that
my
kind
first
of
time? Yes,
new?
it was my first. I think that's my. Yes, that was my first time doing voiceovers, and after that, I had sort of just done like websites and stuff like that, voiceovers for like little animated characters on websites. But I think that Family Guy, it was definitely, I think, a great first time voiceover.
That's a big part to get for a first time. You're nailing all these parts, like your first audition, these huge things, like Sears commercials. So props to you on that.
Look at your
working.
Look at your resume right now. Within a matter of 2 years that you've been working, and you've been getting a lot of recognition for that. You just got recognized at the 2013 Alma Awards for. Oh man, that was congratulations.
I'm just
Latino
so
talent.
excited.
What was it like to be a part of that?
I did not know I was going to get honored at all, and I was clapping for everybody. I was like, oh my God, it's Sofia Vergara. I need to clap. Rico Rodriguez, whoever. And I see my name, and I was like, that, you know what? That name looks familiar. And then I sort of just like blinked again, and I was like, wait, that's my name. And I hear people clapping for me, and I'm like, this is so. I haven't seen people clap for me before, and it was such a sort of like a weird thing, and I was like, well, do I clap? I'm not sure. Do I clap for myself? And it was a really awesome thing because they're like, we might recognize you. You'll definitely be there. We're definitely going to invite you, but we're not sure what's going to happen if you're there. So I was like, okay. I mean, I went to it the year before, and it was very fun. I met a bunch of people, and it was such a weird thing. It was such like an awkward moment for me because I had never been clapped for. I had never clapped. No, what does that mean? What is
Applaud.
Yes.
Applauded.
No, I was applauded. I've
Recognized?
never. Yes, but it was definitely something very weird for me. It was all of my first time experiences it's always something special.
Yeah, and that's great. And Parenthood itself, the show's just got recognized. It's nominated for People's Choice Awards.
Vote for people's.
Yes.
I was just spam clicking it.
Favorite TV drama.
It was, yes. It's voted. It was nominated for Best TV Drama, and I think it's. I'm not sure what other shows it is. What other shows are nominated, but I know it's definitely.
They don't
Parenthood.
matter. They don't
It's gonna be
matter.
Parenthood.
You know what we'd vote for?
Yes, Parenthood.
Just vote. I think that's all I have to say. You just have to vote. You just have to. I mean, I was just spam clicking it the other day, and sort of just. I stopped after like the 10th one because my finger got tired. But,
Yeah, vote for.
but
Valid reason.
but I think that you should just have to vote once. That's all it'll take.
And that's great. Now I know we have to wrap up soon, but being part of such a great show and you're with all these amazing actors and whatnot, what's it like back at home with your friends and family? Because I know you go to a regular school, a regular public school.
I go to a regular
what's it
public
like?
school.
Do they treat you differently?
You know what? I don't tell people that I'm on TV just because of the fact that I don't want people to sort of treat me differently. Like, oh, he's on TV, maybe we should be friends with him or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I think the really good friends that I do have, I mean, I'll tell them, I just did a Wii U commercial, and everyone, I guess it was on Disney Channel or whatnot, everyone at my school knew. They're like, I'm like, hey there. And they're like, hey, you're on that commercial, right? I'm like, no, that's not me. But I, with my family and my friends, back at where I live in my community, I live in El Sereno, and it's definitely, they support what I'm doing. I'm the only one in my family that acts or does anything along those lines, and they definitely support me, and I love them for that. And my friends, I wouldn't say they support me. They're just like, he's cool, whatever. He's the same as us. But I would say that I'm so lucky to have the family and my friends and everybody that's surrounded around me, and it's definitely you know what? I'm just so. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just so excited. I'm so happy, and it's such an honor to be here, even here right now. I'm just so. It's such an awesome thing.
We're so honored to have you. Do you have any social media websites if the
Yes.
fans can follow you?
I
Twitter?
have a website which has my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my whatever you need. Do I have I don't have a YouTube channel, but it's just XOLO, the letter M, and then the number 1.
Oh,
So that's it.
M1.
Xolo M1.
And are you also on Instagram?
Yes, I am on Instagram. I am on Instagram. It's just XOLO, so Xolo _Mariduena, my last name. It's not too hard.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you
on our
so
show.
much.
It was so great to have you, and I hope
you.
you come back. This was really fun, and I hope all the best for Victor. And where do you think what would you like, as a last question, what would you like to see happen for Victor?
I think I would like to see him bond with his cousins more, because I think it's a really, I mean, you hang out with your cousins in real life, and I think that you don't really see that right now on Parenthood. Mm-hmm. I think you really see Jabbar and Ida sort of bonding because they're brother and sister, but I don't think you see. I think the only times that you really see them all together is when you have the whole family. So I think that's something that I'd like to see a lot more.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much.
you.
Love having you
Great
here.
having you in.
Thank you.
So, all right, and then we'll kind of get you out of here because I know you have places to be. It's
So
late here.
busy.
It's late here in the studio, but thank you so much.
Thank
and
you guys
I
so
wish
much.
all the best for the Parenthood family and yourself and your character. You're an amazing actor, and your career is just building and building. It's gonna go. It's on the up and up.
Awesome.
Nowhere but up. From
Thank
here.
you guys so much.
All
Come back
right.
and visit next season
Awesome.
or whatever.
Definitely.
All right. So you have a good night, and
Thank
we
you
hope
very
to
much.
have you come back. All right, and then while
We're gonna wrap up this episode we
the-
just watched.
we're gonna just recap and get into this episode, but before we do that, I just want to tell everyone on iTunes to please go on iTunes, search AfterBuzz TV Parenthood After Show, and give us some ratings, give us some comments, see who else we can try to get on this fun show. We had the lovely Xolo here, and
Thank you.
we'd like to hear all your comments and what you love about the show, about these crazy Bravermans, and then also go on YouTube as well. And yeah, we love doing the show, and we want to see more people come on the show. It'll be fun.
Oh, I love gossiping about this show. Predictions.
I tell
It's the best.
everyone
so good to
about
talk
this
about.
show because there's so many relatable things in Parenthood that let's just get into it. This episode, Election Day. By the way, that was amazing. He's such a great dude.
fantastic.
It's so
well spoken and
precocious,
very
yes.
grounded.
Loved it.
He
Great.
seems so much older than he is.
He
Oh,
does.
it's so precocious. I love it. So let's get it. Sorry, I'm ruffling around my papers here. And, this episode, Max. We'll just start with Max. He's at Hank's studio, and he meets Hank's daughter.
Ruby.
And
Pretty
Ruby's
Ruby.
back into the picture. Not,
And she's
not a
sassy.
minute. Yeah, she is.
Very sassy.
Like her
Quite
dad.
the attitude. And Max thinks he has a chance with her. What do you think about this potential budding romance? He wants to be his girlfriend, his boyfriend.
Well, she's kind of a jerk like him. She's kind of dry,
She's a little
like
emotionally
just
detached,
not
kind of.
Same with
Right.
Hank. The three of them may all be a little bit Aspergery.
A little bit. The thing is with Ruby that she doesn't have the stable family home. So she might have, going from one place to another, being in Minnesota, being in California. It makes sense that she might build this attitude that she just like all teenagers, she's in that angsty part. And then to have Max just come up to you, he's so deadpan about everything, but he can't help that. And I don't think she doesn't really get that yet. And then Max's approach is just like, okay, back it up.
And his
2 feet,
reasons. It was like a
bubble.
checklist.
Yeah.
Like, we're the same age. She had a shark on her shirt. And that's about
Be
it.
like the same hockey
girl,
team.
meant to be.
Compatibility.
Yes.
That's like the quickest eHarmony,
His
listings
profile would be
ever.
very short.
Straight to the
Straight
point.
to the point.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Ruby doesn't take too kind to it, and Hank is a little.
Hank's
what
advice was terrible.
That
It
was
was really
terrible.
bad.
But do you think it was right for Hank to go to Sarah and ask advice too? I'm like, I don't think Sarah's the best person to ask advice about that either.
I think Hank's just trying to find a way to show up at Sarah's doorstep to ask random questions now.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty spot on. Their weirard relationship.
They could have
confuses me
had a
lot.
phone call to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
To
hey,
show up.
Max is gaming on my daughter. What do I do?
Yeah, but and then the fact that Hank, I can understand he wants just everyone to win, saying that his daughter can just pretend that he has a boyfriend, she has a boyfriend, and then Max can, because he has the reasoning that every teenage boy just wants to say that he has a girlfriend. There's no
mean,
harm in
though.
that.
Don't you think that's mean? What if he actually develops feelings for her and then it was all just this fabricated lie and he's trying to Facebook her and she's ignoring him? It's just a disaster waiting to happen with that kind of advice.
It could get very, very convoluted.
Especially with a kid at that age. That's when you're starting to get your hormones and you're confused anyways. I know my boy issues at that age were ridiculous, so I can only imagine for Max.
Hormones are surging at that point, yes. But then Ruby turns him down. That was
does.
I did feel for Max because it doesn't seem like he grasps that yet. Like, why did she turn me down? He just walks away.
Yeah, he's like, all right, on to the next, I suppose.
Find another.
Yes.
I think it's hard for him to kind of outwardly show his emotions, but I feel like there's got to be so much more
Right.
going on for his character. But outside, he's just kind of dry and bullet point, sort of.
And I liked Hank's conversation at the end with Max being like, you gotta wait for the right one. You know?
That was nice.
That was sweet.
I feel like he was referring to Sarah.
There was a
Maybe.
tiny
Maybe.
part. I mean, Drew was barely in this episode, but at the end, Drew's with that girl from college, and they're, you know,
Natalie.
very casual, Natalie, and Max comes up and asks if they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
beautiful.
So does everyone else, but it was just so great when Max did, because he's just so dry, and they're like, no, not really, and he just like walks off.
Hank and Max are both shy. The great thing is what Hank said. He says there's no need to rush it, which is true. And I love how I do like the fact that they're choosing Hank as the only person who can really kind of accept Max. Well, everyone accepts him the way he is, but can really tolerate him in the way and teach him and like give him that parental advice that maybe his parents can't.
Yeah, they're so similar. I think that's why they're sort of a great bond, because I think Hank can relate to him in the way that he sees the world better.
Yeah,
than anyone
Adam
else.
and Max are not on the same
No.
page at all.
Not at all.
No.
As much as he wants to be there for his son, it's just not as relatable. They're not the same type of personality.
Yeah.
And Hank's kind of that introvert, so I think having another person in his presence actually will help him open up as a person as well. Might as well come from a kid.
Yep.
All right, so I want to talk about, we'll keep Kristina to the end because this was her episode.
big build-up.
Big episode. But Amber and Ryan, goodness, I watched too many TV shows.
Okay.
Amber and Ryan.
I was waiting for this to happen.
Yeah.
It was the pot boiling.
You knew it was going to
I
happen.
knew it was. It was a matter of when, because the last few episodes, there's parts where it's like, oh, you know, he's almost going to get upset, but is it going to push him over the edge? Is he going to snap? And he's always almost there, but doesn't quite do it. And we're like, oh, he's doing well. And this time he just went crazy.
He just started wailing on that guy for
dude.
very little reason.
And Ryan, because we've seen in the past episodes, like Amber brings up something and always asks him, are you okay with this? And he's just like, yeah, very passive aggressive. Be like, no, I'm fine.
Bottles it up.
I'm just going to go in here in this corner and drink my beer and whatnot. But he bottles it up, and you knew eventually he was going to snap. He snapped on that dude. Was it the lead singer? It looked like the lead singer.
Well, the one that she was kind of flirting
drummer,
with,
yeah,
the drummer
the
guy,
drummer.
which, I mean, Amber, she got some exciting news. She is on their track, gonna be on the
backup
album.
vocals.
Yeah,
She has an amazing voice, by the way. I love whenever they have her sing on the show.
Because it's really pretty.
Very
She needs to
soothing.
sing more. And the great thing about Mae Whitman, she's done so much voice work. It's no surprise that she'd be a great singer because she knows how to control the voice and breath and all that. So yeah, I loved how she was singing in this episode.
But she's just, you know, working on that. So she was late one night and she didn't come home, and Adam wanted this romantic dinner. It's like Chinese food that's like already eaten in a bag still. It's like, oh, big romantic going
right.
all out.
Yeah, he was like, it's supposed to be a romantic dinner. I was like, come put a little more effort in there. Then.
Light a
It's not
candle.
very exciting.
Do something. Put out a napkin.
Yeah.
Take it out of the bag.
I wouldn't be bummed if I missed that, I feel like.
But
Yeah,
then
but
she stayed out and celebrated the next night.
She
with
celebrated
with
and
the
got a
boys.
little too drunk to
yeah.
the point where Ryan's like, no, stay there. I'm going to come and get you. But that did
Scary.
not end
As soon
up
as I heard
well.
that, I was like, this is all going downhill from here.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Because the first time Amber came home late already. And she was recording. Then the second night she was late again, and now she's out celebrating, getting kind of drunk and a little tipsy. And so Ryan has
He's
Well,
done.
up to his
the
limit.
drummer guy brought over a drink and they were sitting, and then when he came in he was like, oh, when you're done cuddling with my girlfriend, like I forget the exact line, but and then he just started beating him up, and there was I thought I like blinked or looked down and I was
That
like, did I miss
escalated
something
really fast.
because
It
he
went
just
really
started
fast, yeah.
beating him up without even like a real argument.
Yeah, well, the drummer did get a little handsy. Be like, no, she's celebrating, she's having fun. It's all right.
Like, calm down.
Yeah, calm down. And Ryan's like, no, you do not touch my girl. He was not having it. But what do you think that's gonna happen for Amber? Do you think she's gonna rethink things? Because we know in the first season that Ryan was on that he's had some anger issues in dealing with PTSD, and I don't know, it kind of got resurfaced again tonight.
It did. I don't know. I mean, Amber is so young, and I feel like it's great that they're playing with that storyline of a very young person in love and marriage and all the things that can happen there. But I think she's still a party girl, and I think you can see it almost in every episode, and she's doing in love very well, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous that we're going to get back to old Amber.
Yeah, I don't really like them together that much. Like, I know that they have something together, and, you know, when you're in a relationship, it always looks different from the outside. But I feel like she's so fun and carefree. Let's go out. Let's be spontaneous. I want to sing. I want to drink and, like, have a good time. And he's like, I bottle up all this emotion, and I have this stick up my ass that needs to be removed, and I have all these issues, and I get really dramatic all of a sudden for no reason. He just has too many issues, and she's too carefree, loving, like, I don't care.
And the thing is that Ryan's been out into the world. He's seen war. He's had more life experience than Amber has.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think just in the maturity level is not on the same page. It's not on the same level there.
That's why he's waiting at home for her every night while she's out having fun.
But she's out. Yeah, it's I don't know. It should be interesting. So, Joel and Julia.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. This relationship, where the heck is it going? Because every episode is just building up.
That
you can cut
next week.
Oh,
We
goodness.
yelled when we watched
What
it.
was
We were
that?
like, what?
Okay.
We have to dive into that for predictions.
Yeah, seriously. I can't even think about that right now.
gosh, so
But
much.
you can cut the tension with a knife every time those two are in a room. It's getting heated.
It's getting really bad.
To the point where, oh goodness, something really bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
And can you imagine that family splitting together when Victor came adopted? That's issues upon issues upon issues if they split up.
And Victor, well, he's so emotional this episode because he's, being held back. The kids are making fun of him at school, calling him retarded, and he's yelling at Julia, calling her a liar because she said that he was smart. And I mean, that's so rough for any kid to go into. It was really sad. I actually really enjoyed watching those scenes with Xolo here, though, because he's just sitting next to me, and I'm like, that's so crazy.
Amazing acting on his part. Goodness.
Yeah.
And I love the blocking in that scene when Xolo,
Up
Victor,
the stairs.
he's above Julia and being like, you told me I was smart, but I'm obviously not. And just goes to show that their levels aren't on the same page either.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, that trust isn't there yet, that Victor doesn't really believe in Julia now, because there was the line like something about he called Julia by her name,
Julia.
not by mom
Not
anymore. So all this whole relationship, this little mini family, they're all kind of breaking up a little bit. It's hard to watch.
It is.
Just because he needs to be held back, that was like the burning coal to the fire.
Yeah, because they were so split on the decision whether they should do it or not. And I think it's just kind of, now that it's happened, it just keeps straining.
Yeah, and to the point where Julia goes to Joel's office,
Flips out.
Yeah.
all angry in front of his boss, Pete. Very unprofessional.
It
Which,
is.
by the way, they were being kind of unprofessional. It looked like they're all sharing this sushi. They're not really focusing on work. They're talking about sushi restaurants, and they're sharing it together from the best place in town. And then once she comes in, he yells at her, like, I'm working. You talk to me about this, like, when I'm home, even though you called me, like, 5 times already today and all this stuff. It's like, well, if you care about the person, you're going to be like, hold on, boss. Just give me a minute. You know, you don't just blow them off like that, especially because we just saw that they're just eating sushi. They're not really like cramming for any deadline.
Yeah. I think if it was earlier on in the show's history, he would have walked outside and talked to her. But I think because of all the issues they have now, that's the reason why, it got to that point.
And the fact that because we've seen Joel and Juliet, they've always been fighting at home, but now it's also in the workforce, in the workplace. So now it's just everywhere they're going.
Yeah.
She was really heated though. Like I was about to see some steam come out of those ears and nostrils because she just like burst through the door and then slammed it on the way out. And I think she could have behaved a little bit more appropriate, of course.
And I get if you're trying to call your husband 5 times and he's not answering, that's a sure way to get upset or concerned if maybe that he didn't. But the fact that he was there and then she finds out that he was there and he was just like literally ignoring her, it just made it all the more worse. And then he calling her out, be like, no, I'm here. And then when they were at Kristina's campaign, and he made, Joel made a good point. He would have never done that at Julia's law firm. Never barged in during every case that she was on.
Yeah.
I believe that was unprofessional.
Yeah, I would say it is. I mean, I would say it is. His job, I suppose, he would be able to answer his phone, I feel like, or at least text her back more readily than she was at her job. But it definitely, the way in which she approached it was unprofessional. Because if she had just come in, said, I need to see you, and he had just cooperated, like, it could have been such a fast moment. It could have been very easily finished, but it was not.
Joel
made for Joel in this whole situation. Like at first I was very team Julia on the whole thing, but Joel, I mean, he's working for the first time. It's always been about her career, and he has a point. It's his time to work on it. And he's catching on to the whole Ed thing. He keeps seeing, like, at school, she sees.
I love how Ed just showed up at the perfect time, like, literally the second Joel goes into the classroom, up comes Ed right there, just around the corner.
So he witnessed that, and then she gets a text from him, and her phone's on the counter, and he reads it and sees that they've been texting back and forth nonstop. So he knows that something's going on, and I think that's why they're so heated. And then he's like bitter towards Julia, and Julia is just like snapping because she can't hang.
Do you think that was right of Joel to kind of go through Julia's phone? I get if a text message pops up and you can't help but see that, but the fact that he looked and kept like scrolling through the messages.
Yeah.
I think if you have a gut instinct, it's fine to snoop, because usually your gut, you have that feeling because you know something's up.
Usually you're going to find something.
Don't just snoop to snoop. Yeah. You should trust the person you're dating. It's like
Julia
worst comes to worst.
is his wife, so there's cause for concern. Oh man,
Ed.
So things are not looking good. And with the preview next week, God, I can't even wrap my head around it. But yeah, they end it at the campaign. Joel walks out and saying, "Sorry, I can't be here."
Yeah, that was rough.
But speaking of campaign, it's voting night. It's election day.
Was
Everyone's
election
voting.
day.
And except for Crosby, he's trying to vote. That was
Crosby.
I did love this storyline because this was the funnier comedic storyline throughout all this drama that's already happening. But Christine's campaign is up. It's time for voting. And then Jasmine and Crosby, they kind of go out and be like, oh, yeah, it's important to vote for Obamacare, yada, da, 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 and all that fun stuff about
campaigning in the black neighborhood.
Right. Like the whole scene. Obama administration having that all go on. And then Crosby pretending like, I totally voted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're all flying in that one community there. That was fun to watch.
That was really good.
But so Crosby takes Jabbar to the polls to go vote, and he looks like he's not even registered. I actually know what that's like, because I'm registered in a different state and I was trying to vote, and they're like, no, because you're not here and you need an absentee ballot. And I was like, well, yeah, I signed up for it. And they're like, no, you missed it. And they really are that snippy.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not saying that everyone that works for that are that, but like I have dealt with people and they can be that really short-ended and be like, nope, you're not registered. You can't vote next. They have
I don't think
thousands
he
of
was
people
registered ever, though.
No.
But he was lying about how he voted for Obama because Jasmine was talking about how it was so memorable for her, the first black president, and you can't really relate. And he's like, I can relate. He's trying to like be all street cred, like I'm a little black, and she's like, no, you're so white, not as white as your brother Adam, but really white. And he was like, yeah, I like teared up after I voted for Obama. I still have the sticker somewhere at home. Like he's just going on and on. We're like, okay, this is so bullshit. Yeah. We find out later he was drunk in Napa during the whole Obama election.
That was funny. So, yeah, he can't vote, and he's trying to buy that one vote from this random dude on the street because Jasmine put that fear and guilt in him, be like, if Kristina loses by one vote, it's your fault. So he goes out and finds the random dude on the street, pays him $40.
Which, how can you trust that they're going to vote? They can still do whatever they want.
No. Not to mention that is so illegal.
Oh, totally.
So illegal.
And the fact that, like, the way he played him, be like, well, technically that's 2 votes.
Oh, yeah. This is a smart man right there.
Smart. Very deceiving. I mean, we're good on him for thinking like that. I would be like, all right. But that still doesn't say that he voted for Kristina.
Still vote for her.
But and he wanted the I voted sticker just to prove that he did vote, even though he didn't.
And I love how the guy's like, you can get one, just ask.
Yeah.
Ask for a sticker.
The guy was also like, I don't want to vote for Kristina. She's all hugging people, giving her number out everywhere.
And has the violent husband.
Yeah. The violent, abusive husband.
And Crosby was like, yes, like, that's
the
true.
Husband's a liability.
Yeah. That was funny.
Good.
So, and it actually turns out that Kristina actually did not win. She conceded the
We predicted
election.
that.
Tiana predicted that.
We talked about it, didn't we?
You guys thought about it. I thought because it was Parenthood that she was going to win the campaign.
We're such downers. We're like, she's going to lose.
No, I was like, I was being optimistic. I was like, I want her to win. She overcame cancer. She's winning now. She's on top. All the more to add to her awesome life that's going on right now. She has another chance to, be on top.
There were some almost tear-jerker moments.
Oh, there were.
Cancer lady came
back?
back?
The cancer lady.
Okay.
I forget her name. I always forget her name. But she showed up to vote.
Blinking on her name. I want to call her Gypsy, but that's her character in Gilmore Girls. So, I'm sorry.
Another great show with
with Lauren Graham. Yes. But
she
comes back and supports Kristina, which was great.
And then the deaf girl, little deaf girl who was signing, saying that she changed her life and got her in a better school and everything. That was so touching. They
really
almost
nice.
got me to tear up.
That was close. Great because even though Kristina didn't win and she's not in a position of power, that doesn't show that just because you're not there at that level that you don't have to, you can't make a difference in the world. Like, you don't have to be in power to do that. You can do it every single day and help the community, which I think that was the message.
Still have influence.
I loved her speech at the end, how she was just like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I just conquered, she didn't even say cancer. Like, I didn't think I was going to be around this time. And just to be here and be alive, I'm so happy and I love all you guys. And it was like such a touching little speech.
That was great, and the whole family's still there supporting her.
And she never ratted out the whole Amber Bob Little thing. She stayed very classy, even though she really could have dug her talons into that.
Agreed. She has strong values, and that's stooping that low. She's not like Bob Little.
If she did that, she probably would have won, but we know her as being such a nice, genuine person. We keep seeing her. She's helping out everyone in this episode going around. So it shows that she has a really good soul.
Yeah, and Adam even comes out clean and admits that he didn't want Kristina to be part of this campaign. Because we saw it earlier in the season that he had his concerns, but he was honest and truthful and being like, I was worried about your health, that you couldn't take the stress right now, and I'm glad that Adam was strong enough to admit that after everything. This was before we even found out that if she had lost the election and whatnot. But I'm glad he came clean about that.
Yeah, and it was nice that he, amended it with, but I support you now, and I really am so proud of what you've done.
Exactly.
I was like, there's the Adam and Kristina we love.
I'm proud about Kristina, even though she didn't win, but it was still a fun adventure to go through with her. I felt like we saw every step of this campaign. Like from the beginning, her decisions, and then the whole flyering everyone and trying to get people to rally, and like it was fun to watch.
What's she gonna do next?
Yeah, seriously.
I hope they give poor Monica
Maybe
Potter
she should go
a break.
for presidency.
There you go.
Presidency, the next.
Presidency. I mean,
Christina
she could be the
Braverman.
first female president. I don't know if she can handle that, actually.
That'd be a
She's
lot.
very emotional.
Max in the White House.
Crying all the time.
So anything else about this episode? Oh, we saw Natalie for a split second
Oh, yeah.
with Drew not really admitting that she's his girlfriend yet. They're not official.
I love how
Casual.
Sarah
But-
was questioning them, and she was like, "Oh, it's just casual. You're just casual."
You're just casual. Yep.
Oh, Mom knows better than you do.
They all
I
start
know
off
what you're
like that.
saying.
How do we feel about Ryan and those pills? Do we think he's taking them?
Right.
I think he's taking.
I
them.
think he's
them.
taking
2
it.
weeks ago.
No, 2
No.
days ago.
Or 2 days
2
ago.
days ago. The prescription was for 2 days, and then he tried to pass it off like, "Oh yeah,
They're
it's an old prescription, but that just got renewed."
I was like, you still have to go pick
refilled.
them up. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
that
they
was
don't
on you.
just show up.
Yeah, like, they don't
Back
just come
up,
to you.
back up. It's hid in my drawer, sure,
Yeah.
but I think he's
I
taking
think he's
it.
taking them too.
I want them to break up.
Oh,
Is that bad?
I think it'd be interesting. You know what? Before we
the
get
best
that into predictions, let's go into some news and gossip, shall we?
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so this whole cast members of Parenthood, they're really fun on Twitter and social media and Instagram. There's a lot of fun pictures of them, so I don't know if we have them yet. They should be showing up, but yes. No, let me just cue them up. The first photos that we see, I'm sorry,
It's the car one.
the car one, yes. Erica posted on Instagram there's the Braverman bumper decal. It says vote Braverman, and she tweeted something about repping the Bravermans hard, repping
that's
like my
cute.
car repping hard. And then the second one, I believe I can't really see right now, is what's the second one, Phil?
It's hashtag stop having so much fun.
Yes. I'm sorry for all you who are listening. You can see this, but I can't really. But
For those of you listening, check out AfterBuzzTV.com.
on YouTube as well. The Erica also posted a photo of Lauren Graham and Mae Whitman having fun together, and she said something about stop being so darn cute.
They look like a real family in all their
So
Instagram
cute.
pictures
do.
that live on the universal lot.
On the universal lot.
And then Mae Whitman also tweeted out a lot of photos and Instagram a lot of photos. The first one we have here is the two boys. We have Drew and Max, who played by I'm completely blanking on their names right now. I'm sorry. We have Drew and Max, and she tweeted out something like
That's
"Boys
so
to
cute.
men,
That's really cute.
boys to men."
Oh, they're both so tall now.
Yeah,
I
Max
remember when
is
they
like
started, he like sprouted. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so tall now.
Lanky.
And then the next photo we have the three girls. They're on the couch. We have Erica, Lauren, and Mae. And they tweeted out "Ladies' Night,"
Oh.
so it was really cute. And then the next one we have Drew, also Miles. I don't know why I completely blanked on his name. Miles with the dog, and just chilling like the two boys chilling on the couch. How cute! And then Mae also Instagrammed a photo of herself with someone's butt, and right next to it. I'm
And a
sorry,
rubber
it was
ducky.
actually Matt Loria who plays Ryan. He Instagrammed my butt is on Mae, and it's just a really cute, quirky photo. And then there are last one, I believe. Max Burkholder, he tweeted out a picture of Mae Whitman. She's holding some kind of alcoholic beverage. I don't know what it is, but he tweeted, "Is people even drinking these wines over there?" I don't know. They were at the LA Loves Alex event a couple days ago here in LA. So just some fun photos, and I love looking through all their Instagram photos. I feel like I'm part of this family every time
I love
It's
the
like,
news
they're
and gossip
friends.
for this show because our news and gossip is never like, I don't know. I do like the
Yes.
Kardashians and other shows where it's like so much
Scandalous.
drama and Coke binges and stuff, and they're never like getting into serious trouble.
Right.
They're all just having fun.
They're having fun. They're
love
like
it.
they're seriously one big family. I
So
want to
great.
be a part
It's such
of.
a great ensemble cast. I think that's what makes a show so great is that it really feels like they all love each other.
The casting was excellent. I love.
Phenomenal.
I couldn't picture
amazing.
anyone else playing the parts.
And then Huffington Post also posted a link, 13 reasons why Mae Whitman is the coolest girl in Hollywood right now. And it's a fun link. We'll tweet it out. And it's a fun article. It has like this list of all these fun reasons why Mae is a really cool girl. Like, she supports Lauren. There's a picture of her having all the Gilmore Girls seasons. And then she was another one was she was the little girl in One Fine Day and Hope Floats.
Arrested Development.
And yes, she was also in Arrested Development. Like, all these great things that she's already been, and then also that she's featured in fashion clothing lines and whatnot. It's a fun list that just is kind of like a BuzzFeed list, like reasons why we love
cute.
her. So, yeah, go check that out. It was really cute. And then, of course, we can't forget, and we've mentioned it before, that Parenthood nominated for People's Choice Awards. Keep voting, people. Keep voting. I am.
I'll vote.
Yeah,
I'll vote,
I really,
for sure.
and I believe tweeting out is also considered a vote too.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Definitely
So
do
we'll
that,
have to put
yes.
that to the test. But that's it for my news and gossip. So let's just get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Drama next week.
Oh, my
so much.
goodness!
So dramatic.
Well,
I'm excited.
we gotta talk about that. Ed kissing Julia.
Okay,
What?
in the preview,
What?
they never show things that crazy and scandalous,
No.
giving that much away. So
What?
we all yelled.
Yeah,
and
it
like
was
jumped
audible,
up. We're
like,
like, what?
I can't right now.
Why
What?
did that happen? And then with Ryan and this is just gonna be
It's gonna be an
crazy
emotional
with
episode
Amber.
It is.
because
A
we
lot of
see
crying.
Amber going to Sarah, crying again and looking for comfort about Ryan because even the men are stepping in.
Yeah.
Men in the family are stepping in and being like, okay, we're concerned about your safety if Ryan's really a violent person.
But predictions, what do you guys think is gonna happen with that?
I think, well, we see in the preview that Julia and Ed kiss. Joel's gonna find out. He's gonna get so angry. He's sleeping on the couch.
Rebound
They're
with
going
pee?
No, that'd be terrible.
That would be terrible.
I
But they
think
both
they-
kind of have.
They kind of have the
As much
other
as-
person.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I think they might separate. Not divorce, separate. Live
so.
apart.
I could
a
see
little
that.
bit.
I could
Live
see that.
apart.
Not to be like the biggest Debbie Downer, but I think that Amber and Ryan are gonna split. I'm going with this prediction. I'm just gonna go with it. And I think that you're right with the separation. I think that since they're married already and they have kids and they have an adopted kid, they're not just gonna like be like, I'm gonna get a divorce. I feel like
No.
they're gonna be angry and fight, and it's gonna be this kind of like pulling back and forth. Should we get divorced? Try to work it out. You know, that big battle that tons of relationships and marriages sadly go through all the time, which would be good to be seen on a TV show. I think it will be cool to play with that plot line.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around the fact that I
Joel's
can't
so
even think
hot.
about it. I can't think about
And
it.
Ed has a wife, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a current
they
wife.
are technically.
So that is a
Well,
whole nother thing.
Julia's married too.
Yeah.
They're both
I
married.
mean, they're both married.
It's a
This
sticky situation.
it's really this. I mean, all these episodes have led to a separation. We're gonna see that break.
Okay,
Yeah.
but in the preview we just see a kiss. Do you think that's all that happens, or do you think they have sex?
No,
I don't think they have sex.
You
no.
don't think so?
I think
I think
Ju-
Erica's going to push him off.
Julia
Julia.
is too good. She's gonna be like, "What are we doing here? Back
That
up.
would be really
Back
bad.
up a few steps here. Let's
Yeah.
think about this. What's happening yet?"
I think she might end up regretting it, but Joel will find out and then it won't end well.
So, something to definitely look forward to. And where can everyone find you to keep talking about this?
You go first.
We find
Twitter,
me.
Instagram,
Twitter.
anything?
Twitter, Instagram. I have Lady Capulet because my name's Juliet.
Nice.
Love it.
Romeo and
On
Juliet's one of my
Instagram.
favorite stories ever.
Thank you. I like it. I like it. It's Lady
Hopefully.
Capulet.
You're
I'm
cool.
sure you're compared
Instagram.
to
Yes.
Your
us
cool
otherwise.
points just went up.
Ooh, I'll take them.
And you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Danica Kennedy.
And you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Serafini TV. You can also follow Tiana Hobson, who's not here. She's waiting in line at the Catching Fires premiere. I don't blame her. It's a great movie.
Good
So
excuse.
you can follow her on Twitter and on Instagram at the Tiana Hobson. You can follow all of us here on AfterBuzz at AfterBuzz TV. And thank you for Xolo for our wonderful interview that we had earlier in this podcast.
He was great.
Follow him at Xolo M1. And you can follow everyone in Parenthood at NBC Parenthood. So and you can follow us here next week.
Lots of following.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.